Welcome to the Big Movie Mouth Off. We're here at Groovy Cinema Pub reviewing movies. I'm Jeff Weiss with MSN Entertainment.
I'm Jimmy Martin with Slug Magazine. You can find the Big Movie Mouth Off on Xfinity Channel 6 pretty much every weeknight or on their on-demand system, Utah On Demand, Salt Lake Alternative. We are there with a bunch of friends. Come check us out.
In addition to Groovy Cinema Pub, we'd like to thank our kind sponsors at La Madeleine Patisserie, 216 East, 500 South.
They are delicious.
Buttery pastries.
I'm gonna sit there and eat for hours.
I know. I think our sponsors are gonna make me fat again.
Probably. I'm already on my way.
That's okay.
Well,
I'm all right with that.
I know. It's so good. All right, what do we have this week? Fire it out.
Well, we have we'll review Green Lantern coming up. That's the science fiction adventure based on the DC Comics hero and concepts. But we're going to start with Mr. Popper's Penguins, a family comedy based on the beloved 1930s era novel about a family dude that gets a bunch of penguins. In this version, it's a real estate acquisitions man, selfish guy, estranged from his family.
Neglectful.
Played by Jim Carrey, who has father issues, but upon learning of his father's death, he is willed an Antarctic penguin, and more arrive, and then suddenly he discovers that he has a thing for penguins, apparently, as well as the family that he estranged.
Thomas, your father left you something.
So where was he?
Antarctica.
I'll call you back.
Yeah, Pippi, I'm not coming into work today. I have a pest problem.
For an aardvark, press 1.
You need marine and waterfowl.
Try NYC Sanitation.
Don't get too cozy in there, Penguin. As soon as I get home, you're going back where you came from. Hello?
You know, you're saying this,
I have to send the
and I'm reliving this. And I really don't want to, because I've done it once. And the thing you're forgetting about.
Oh, I'm not forgetting about
Well,
it.
you haven't said it, and I'll say it for you.
Okay, please do.
Is that the majority of this movie is made up of poop and fart jokes, more than I've ever seen in a kids movie. And we always make the joke. We always make the joke that before we see a kids movie, film critics will sit around and we'll start taking bets, and we'll say, when's the first fart joke going to be? Because
Yes.
it's always the one. It's always the one. Well, I think it's always the one.
So sometimes there are many.
Sometimes there's many and sometimes there's none, and that's usually the better of the kids' movies. But because it's the cheap shot, it's the easy joke. And
Right.
this one hammers this joke into the ground. But not only is it just fart and poop jokes, it's the graphic
Nature. Yes.
nature and display of these jokes.
I guess the comparison I would make here is there's a lengthy diarrhea joke in Bridesmaids.
Okay.
Fairly graphic, but
Yeah.
fairly funny. Doesn't go on nearly as long,
No.
nor in as graphic detail as it does in Mr. Popper's Penguins. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to get graphic because I think you need to know exactly how graphic it gets.
So put on your 3D glasses.
Yeah, just try to imagine Jim Carrey picking up a CGI penguin.
He's struggling with it.
He's in the restroom,
Ooh.
squeezes it,
Ooh.
and it poops into the toilet graphically. And for a few seconds, it's not a quick plop and drop.
No.
It's a squirt. We get a white paint splatter.
That is like the worst phrase, a plop and drop. That is awful.
Yeah. You know, I prefer the plop and drop to the streams of white, gooey.
Okay, you know what? I don't mind ruining the poop jokes. Spoiler alert if you want to be surprised for these poop jokes, but the other one for me is there's a moment where the penguin is standing above Carrie's head, and he goes, "You better not do it. You better not do it," because it turns around. And if it's me as a filmmaker, you take the camera shot outside the building and have him go, "No."
Because that's a funnier joke.
Well, yeah, you know, and then it's not showing it. It's, you know, the less is more aspect to this.
So what
No. He fires it out like
Yes.
the penguin that he can be.
Yes, and it's not, let's see some whiteout get sprayed in Jim Carrey's face. It's the penguin in his posterior.
It's just, you know, God. And
And by the way, you bring up the filmmakers, and the filmmaker here is someone who should have known better.
This is true.
Mark Waters, who directed Mean Girls and the Freaky Friday remake.
I'm a huge fan of Mean Girls. Mean Girls, I mean,
He is a skillful filmmaker.
I don't know what it, well, and that's what gets me about this. Okay, let's and someone who has a good history like that. Jim Carrey has gone on to more serious roles here and there with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, stuff
Right.
like this. But he started out.
His estranged wife in the movie is played by Carla Gugino.
Yes, but
There's a patron he's trying to seek out to acquire the Tavern on the Green, played by Angela Lansbury.
you've got a cast that's more than capable of doing better than what is in this film. But with Carrey, though, what gets me is that like he started out doing stuff like this, you know,
Yes.
and it was funny, it was original like that. And this time he just kind of half-assed it, and then he's almost like making fun of himself, where he's not even trying. You know,
It's true.
it's I always say it's the paycheck in the pocket that you can see hanging out, and he's just collecting money.
Well, here's the comparison I would make, because the movie that Jim Carrey is coming off
Yeah.
is I Love You, Philip Morris, which was
Exactly.
a very strong indie in which he gave a really good performance. It, of course, made no money.
He's got the potential to do it. That's what makes me even more mad.
But I think the problem is he's become so accustomed to his celebrity lifestyle that he now has to take movies like this to afford himself to be able to make movies like I Love You, Philip Morris. He's going the Nicolas Cage route.
I could see that. But it's still just,
It's disheartening.
you can still, the artist that I know he is, the comedian that I know he can be, the talent that I know he has, the improvisational skills that I know he has, he could have done better. You can take, if you're as skilled as I think you can be, you can turn total crap into at least something.
Yeah.
And all he did was waddle in and did nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
just-
a catchphrase that needed to die in a hurry. Yeah, absolutely. It's terrible.
I just miss the days of Dumb and Dumber where,
Yes.
he was fun. And these are, like I said, you've got an entire cast full of people that have done better, can do better,
Yes.
did not do better.
Hey, kids, check this out. And shuffle ball step, shuffle ball lunge. Step ball change, step ball change, step ball change. Word. Oh.
Films like this make me so angry because you've got source material that people love, and the story behind the story is awesome, and in the book he's not a rich guy, he's a house painter, and
Yeah.
this is a very nice story that Hollywood has mucked up yet again with apparently bowel uncontrolling penguins.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Hollywood. This movie has only one thing in its favor.
You're gonna say Carla.
No,
No? Not this video?
it's not showing in 3D.
No.
And for that reason, I give it 1 star.
See, you're nice, because I love Carla Gugino. I think she's one of the most beautiful women in the world. And so for that, I gave it half a star.
Seriously,
Because she's not there enough for me.
I'm going to make a suggestion. Rather than see this film, there's a good family film out right now that's actually struggling. It's making some money, but not as much as it deserves, and that's Kung Fu Panda 2.
Yep. Yeah.
Go see that instead.
There's less poop jokes. Because I would say, in Kung Fu Panda 2, there is a fart joke.
There
But
is-
you know what? It's kind of crafted quite funny.
Yes.
So, there you go.
Skillful filmmakers.
Oh, shocking. Well, when we get back, we are going to be talking about the new DC superhero comic book epic Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds. So we will talk about that in just a moment.